Highlighted by Sean O'Mara, who in the first half, relieved some guys that were in foul trouble. Sean hasn't played much this year, and to be able to come in and play the defense that he did, with the intensity that he did, and then make his free throws when he got fouled, be strong with the basketball when he had opportunities to catch it. I thought he really, really helped our team keep the margin in the first half. Miles and JP shot the ball extremely well. Those two can heat up in a hurry, and they're huge energy guys off the bench. But I thought our team, really got back to playing well together, making the right pass, and shot the ball well. And we're sort of a little funky to start the game because Mack goes out, and he's a guy we play through. He has to sit the entire first half. So it was a good win, and we moved forward.
Coach, can you talk about your defense tonight? It seems like Miles was saying in the second half you came out well, but then the last few minutes of the game, just a big lead kind of dwindled a bit. So
yeah, we're allergic to defense right now. Let's talk about our offense.
Well, can you talk specifically about JP? He seems to go on these little runs, which he did tonight, where he had those 2 3-pointers and hit a free throw. I mean, how much does that really boost your guys in the team?
Well, not just JP, but other guys on the team. Just Miles is playing so well off the bench, and I thought Remy gave us a huge lift. But yeah, JP, he just plays with a ton of confidence, plays with a lot of energy, and he plays so hard. He gets winded quickly. You catch his eye a couple minutes into it, and he has those big eyes, and he starts patting his chest like, "Coach, you got to get me out." And I'm saying, "No, you're hitting shots, and your man isn't, so I'm gonna keep you in." But he's got a lot to learn, but he provides a ton of energy and an offensive punch when he gets into the game for sure.
Coach, can you talk about what Remy Abel provided to you in the first half while Trayvon and Matt?
Yeah, Remy just does what the team needs him to do. He got us going tonight on both ends of the floor. He's really hard to guard in transition. He gets to the free throw line because of it. He generally guards the team's best perimeter player, unless it's the point guard, because feel really comfortable with D doing that. But at times, if it's a bigger point guard, Remy will play him. And tonight he had a huge challenge. He had the SEC's leading scorer, and Levi Randolph, and Levi didn't have a point at halftime. If he had a point, it was from the foul line. He didn't have a field goal, I should say. So I think the majority of his points were scored after the game was decided, and he's got to be that guy for us for sure.
How does 54 fouls in a game?
It's different. It's different, and it's not to belittle the crew at all. I thought they did a decent job, but games they just get called differently from game to game. And tonight was a physical game, but every bump, an offensive rebound or defensive rebound, every bump in transition seemed like it was called. The game, grows longer. Teams get to the foul line more, and so it's just we had to adjust. Fortunately, we have a deep enough team that we could sustain our effort and be able to pull out the victory. Last year, we probably couldn't have done that.
Was there anything that was a common denominator with the front court, especially when they were getting the fouls, or was it just because it was so physical and they were calling a lot?
I have to watch the tape, but they've made an emphasis at the beginning of the year of post play and not being able to put two hands on guys, freedom of movement. But it's funny, you watch games, all over the country on different sports channels. Some games they call it, some games they don't. We know as coaches where players are trying to cut on the floor because you're either coaching your team, you know what your offense is, or you've scouted the other team incessantly for 3 or 4 days before you play them. So you know every cut, you know every play call, you know exactly where they're running. The officials don't necessarily, know. And you can see guys completely impeding one another from some games, and it's not called. Other games it is called. So that's okay. I thought it was the same both ways, and that's all you can ask for as a coach.
In addition to seeing Sean today more than we have in recent games, Larry as well. How has he been developing in practice?
He's getting better every day. We haven't had a ton of practices when we were in California because you play so many games in such a short period of time. But when we've practiced, Larry's been very vocal. He's brought a lot of energy. He's getting better. He's going against a senior point guard who started now for 3 years. So Larry's going to get better. He just hasn't gotten to the point where he's above those other guys. But that doesn't mean that that's static and will never change. The thing I love about Larry is his attitude has remained the exact same from the time he walked in the door at Xavier. I mean, he's a high-character kid, cares about the team winning, comes to practice with a smile on his face, introduces himself to everybody that comes to practice after it's over. And that's what you want. You want guys that care about winning, and they have high character, and that defines Larry Austin. I felt like he deserved to play. Thanks.